Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It is Sonic Gamer 2727 here today with
Silent TCG Rolls.
Okay, shout out.
Oh, I was trying to bring out the silent joke again.
Yeah, shout out to your channel,
TCG.
where we did a video over there, which is completely unrelated to this video, but we're doing another one over on TCG Rolls channel after this, where we are going over how to build and what is a competitive Pokemon TCG deck.
I'm gonna be honest, right now, you couldn't have said that in a more confusing way.
I know, but that's what we're gonna go with.
So basically, we already made an unrelated video, and now we're gonna make a two-parter series. And part one is gonna be here, and part two is gonna be on my channel. And
I'll tell you, shut up, TCG Rolls.
anyways,
Where's Silent TCG Rolls at? He was here at the start of the video.
TCG Silent.
Yeah, where is he going?
Anyways,
I liked him more.
let's get right into the video then.
Alright, so basically what you guys are seeing right now on the playmat are cards that pretty much every deck requires. So cards like Professor Sycamore and N are very, very good for draw support in a way that they let you draw cards, and that is pretty much how you play Pokemon. If you draw cards and that helps you get places by drawing cards. So basically the way you're going to want to build the deck most of the time is actually pass me, actually I have it right here, is you're going to want to start with like a core of Pokemon. It's most of the time the way you want to start by building a deck. So we're going to go with Volcanion and Volcanion EX. Because these two have very good synergy, which will be over on TCG Rolls' channel, where we'll be going more over that. So you want to start building a core, and the cores and like that will be more on your channel. And on my channel will be more like cards that you're going to see in more than just like the Pacific decks. So in more staple cards. And you just dropped a card. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. Oh, just pop that in frame. So these are cards that you're going to see in pretty much every deck. From Professor Sycamore to N are very, very good for draw support. And if you're not running them, you're most likely making a mistake. Like, if you're not running them, it's hard to say why not. Because they're both really good cards. And as well as Lysander, which is another supporter that lets you switch your opponent's active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon, which is also really, really powerful and really good. So if you're not running these three cards in pretty much every deck, usually something is wrong with the deck.
Actually,
I have
a question. What deck doesn't run those?
Exactly, like that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like,
I guess the Vespiplume?
No, Vespiplume didn't always run Lysander, but most of us still ran the Glen N.
Oh.
Also,
I mean, didn't the list say you ran
yeah,
4 Sycamore
but
and
also
that's it?
N was in the format then. N wasn't in format then.
Okay.
So these three cards you're pretty much going to see in every deck. So if you're not running them, you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah.
There are occasions where you won't see these cards. But those are very, very rare. Next up, I'm going to go over Versus Seeker, which is a card that you see in every deck besides Vileplume. And this lets you take a supporter card out of your discard pile, which lets you run tech supporters, which we'll get to in like the second part of this video, where we'll go more over techs. So it's a really good card that lets you reuse a lot of your supporters, which is really, really crucial in most gameplay, most times you're playing Pokemon. You have to just take stuff out of your discard pile and reuse it. It's really, really useful. Next up, I'm going to go over Ultra Ball as well as Trainer's Mail, which Ultra Ball lets you discard 2 cards from your hand and search it for any Pokemon. And that card you do see in every deck. Maybe besides Greninja. Other than that, you see that card in every single deck. It is one of the best cards ever to be printed, and it's not going anywhere for now.
Fun fact, it's been in the format ever since Dark Explorers.
Yes, correct.
It's like 2012.
And the card is still really, really good to this day.
So that's 5 years of being easily top 5 cards in the game.
Yeah, like, that's the card that's going nowhere. The card is really, really good, and it's going to keep seeing play forever, pretty much.
In fact, it was even reprinted in the newest set, as you can see here, Sun and Moon. So that's another at least 2 years of play.
Yeah. And then there's Trainer's Mail, which lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and take a trainer card that isn't Trainer's Mail. That card isn't ran in every deck, but it's a really good consistency card, so a lot of people put it with, like, the Sycamore and Ends, in a way. It's really good at making your getting combos, which we'll talk more about on your channel, as well as making it you not draw dead and just lose a game like that. Lastly, we have two Pokemon that you see in pretty much every deck.
Hmm.
Hoopa, you only see in decks that have a bunch of VX Pokemon.
Hoopa's more uncommon now.
Hoopa's a little more uncommon, but in decks, like, in the top 3 decks, you pretty much always see a Hoopa. Actually, in the top, like, 4 decks, you pretty much always see a Hoopa. Like, it's really, really, really good.
Then Shaman's in every deck.
And then Shaman EX is one of the most broken cards to ever be printed.
It's in every deck but Greninja, and even Greninja decks can use it if it wants to.
Yeah, it's not like a card that is exclusive to certain decks. Sadly, this card is very expensive, has gone down to around $50 now. But if you want to build a competitive Pokemon TCG deck, you probably need this card.
At least one.
Yeah.
But
now,
two.
most likely in playing, you're going to see these cards in every deck. This is why these are the cards that I chose to go over, because these are cards you're going to see in most likely every single deck you go up against. So these, like, what I'm trying to get at is building a competitive Pokemon TCG deck. More on TCG Ross's channel, we'll get into like popular cores of Pokemon, as well as synergy between those Pokemon. But over here, I'm more just trying to go over individual cards that are really, really good, and try to give you guys a basic place to start when wanting to build a competitive Pokemon TCG deck. And then just remember that any deck that runs EX Pokemon will most likely also want to run Hoopa to help it work better. Alright, so now we're going to move over onto, I swear, we're going to start recording. We're going to move over onto the tech side of the game, which is the side of basically, I'm dying.
A cough.
Which is the side of the game where basically, these are cards that not every deck will be playing.
Need water?
No, I'm good.
See, that's how you do it, Jay.
Yeah. I'm gonna slap you off screen. But these are cards that are maybe not the most common, but are very useful in their own right, and that when you are building a competitive Pokemon TCG deck, these are cards that you might want to consider for your deck. We'll start off with these supporters. So when I was talking about the consistency, or like these staples, remember when I talked about Versa Seeker? That lets you take any supporter out of your discard pile? This is why you tend to run that card, is because there's a lot of different supporters that are all very good in their own rights. The Link Flint that lets you discard a stadium card in play and then discard 3 cards, and then your opponent has to discard 3 cards from their hand. It's really good in the right situation, and it's really useful if you just want to be able to get rid of a lot of stadiums. Then there's cards like Pokemon Ranger that are really, really good in decks like Volcanion, which we probably will get over on TCG Roll's channel. Probably talk about that a little bit more there. But it also helps in against decks that are like his Water Box deck, where if you're up against a Regice or a Glaceon, Pokemon Ranger removes all effects of the attack so that you can go directly through it. And that's really useful in a lot of decks, letting you just not care about what your opponent's doing, and it's really, really useful. But it's only needed if you are particularly worried of some kind of deck. Next up we have Hex Maniac, which is another really good tech supporter, which not every deck runs, but it's really, really clutch. And actually, I'm going to go grab a card from somebody else's deck right now, because we didn't grab it, and it's a really good tech. So I'm just going to go look and slide and grab it while I talk a little bit more about this deck. And boom, there it is. Okay. So Hex Maniac, which turns off all abilities, is really, really useful. Well, I put it in there anyways. It is a heck. And it's really useful in shutting off your opponent's abilities, and in a lot of games it can be very crucial to helping win games. Next up we have Professor Kukui, a card printed from the latest set, Sun and Moon, that is starting to see a one of in pretty much every deck. But it's not like a complete staple yet. It probably will be in the near future, where you'll start seeing 2 of them in every deck. But as of right now, it's just really good at drawing 2 cards and then doing 20 more damage. It's a really, really good card, and it helps with some decks that need to hit certain numbers. It's really, really useful. And we also have Skyla, which is used in decks that mainly have Mega Evolution Pokemon, which lets it search out any trainer card from their deck. And that can be really nice to get stuff that we'll talk probably more about on TCG Rolls' channel, like Spirit Links, or even just a supporter for the next turn if you're in a really bad spot. Finally, we have Karen, which is probably like the biggest tech you could run in most decks, because it very rarely helps you. as much as it hurts your opponent. Now, there are some decks like the Decidueye that you might want it, or if you're running like the Decidueye Valiplume, you might want to get back your Pokemon, so it's very useful. But against a deck, like if you're very scared of like Vespiquen, it can help a lot. And especially in the expanded format, where there is Night March as well, Karen is really good there. As well as there's decks like Ebelto that like to discard Pokemon. It's really, really useful to potentially stop them from doing their goals that they're trying to accomplish.
I'd like to add that some people say that Karen's just kind of a nerf to Lysandre's trump card, but I just think it's a completely different card and has its completely different uses. Now, while Lysandre's trump card was so overpowered it got banned, Karen is good because it shuffles Pokemon back, but it also doesn't give your opponent or you resources either. So the Pokemon become that much worse to have in the deck because it's not like a reset of the game. It's more like you're adding more garbage and clunkiness to each player's deck.
Ban it. No, please don't ban the card. The card's actually really healthy for the game. If it wasn't for the card, I'd see a lot more of Night March in Expanded. And a lot more Bees in Expanded, which are not pleasant to play against. Next up we have Oranguru, which is probably the biggest tech you could play ever. Which, use it for the ability Instruct, which lets you draw till you have 3 cards in your hand once during your turn. Doesn't seem that good, but because N can put you down to very low hand sizes, Oranguru can make it that you don't end up getting just stuck at very poorly, low numbers of cards in your hand. So it's really, really nice to do that. Next up we have our 4 item techs, and then a stadium. Max Elixir, you're probably going to play this if you're running basic Pokemon that you're planning on attacking with, because this card's just amazing. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy you find there to one of your bench basic Pokemon. It's just amazing. Sigh. My mom got that, okay. So the card is just really, really good. When we go over more on TCG Rock's channel, you're going to hear a lot of this card in a lot of decks being very good. Like, it's just a really good card. Next up we have Escape Rope, which
I think at least my last 3 deck profiles have had at least 3 Max Elixirs in them.
Which one had less than 4?
I mean, I don't know. Okay, fine. Like, I know that, like, Water Box and Gardavoir, and I don't even know what I did before that, because that was... before that was, like, the giant gap in me dying.
Yeah.
Anyways, go.
I just stabbed him, by the way.
No, he shanked me.
Whatever, close enough. Escape Rope is just really, very, really versatile, and you can pretty much every deck to switch your active Pokemon within your bench, and your opponent does the same. It's just really versatile, and it's a really good card to play. Most decks you'll see run 1, some decks run 2, some decks even run 3. Yes, you should know what deck ran 3. I'm just going to stare at you until you figure it out. You brought the deck.
3 Escape Rope?
Yep.
I run 3 Escape Rope?
No Floatstone for Escape Rope.
Huh?
The Anaheim winning list ran no Floatstone for Escape Rope.
Oh, okay.
Next up we have Fighting Fury Belt, which you're going to see in the exact same deck that you're going to see Max Elixir in, which is any deck that runs basic Pokemon that you want to be attacking with. You're going to see Fighting Fury Belt. It's just such a good card. Next up we have Floatstone, which has become less of a tech and more of a standard card. But there are still some exceptions to not running the card, but it's just really, really good overall, and it's just really broken. I'm gonna have to, we're almost done, people. Last up we have Parallel City, which is just a really good tech stadium if you don't know what stadium you want to play in your deck. Most likely Parallel City will be the stadium of choice for you. And that pretty much wraps up the video that's going to be on my channel. And over on TCG Roll's channel, we'll be explaining more about cores and synergy of Pokemon. And yeah, if you're not using these cards in your decks, like these you don't always need, but the first like 7 you're gonna see in everything most likely. And I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you guys all on something else. Bye.